Say man, how y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing this good afternoon? I go by the name of Mr. Classics, and welcome to Mr. Classics Ministries. People, this gonna be a good one today. I gotta take my time with this one right here. You know what I mean? We're gonna be here for a minute. You know what I mean? But I like the topic of this one right here. You know, it's just amazing how God orchestrate things and his sovereignty and how he orchestrate things, you know. And the first thing I want to talk about was, you know what I mean, I got finished with pressing toward the kingdom assignment. But when I finished it last night, getting ready to upload it, man, I went through all types of hell trying to get it on there. I'm talking about, man, the enemy didn't want me to put that thing on there, man. It got so bad that I had to jump on the phone and call Comcast to get the signal right. He say, well, like, please, no, man, don't do this, man. You know what I mean? But I had to call Comcast to get the signal right. I tried to upload that thing like 3 times, man, and it was dragging like it did not want me to get that across. But the Norville, Jesus got his hand in there and got everything straight, because the first agent I talked to, you know how you call Comcast, some people don't really know how to help you, and then you got to call back and get the one that really know what they doing. And we got to the bottom of everything, man. You know what I mean? I went to the degree of getting a brand new splitter, and a brand new splitter didn't work, but we figured out and put the old splitter back on there. But make a long story short, you know what I'm saying, the connection, the coax on the back of the cable box went straight. But we got to the bottom of it. Took it a minute. So I said, well, I'm going to go on and upload, you know what I mean, press toward the kingdom-based assignment. But I only going to make it public the next day, because it was at the back end of the day when I got it done. All right, so, you know, right at the end of that, it's like my revelations come through my thumbnails, because I look at my thumbnail and say, okay, I got everything set up. All I got to do is just change the title. As soon as I said that, Jesus stepped right in. He said, now, name this one, I refuse to quit. Now, I like this. That's why I say this is going to be a good one today. And so when I did everything, he gave me the words. He said, put these letters on here. Do it like this. Do it like this. Put this image on here. Set it up like this. See, I don't do things on my own. I go on God's call, man. And when I got it done, I said, now, I got this time on my hands. I'm doing like 1 to 2 a week. Let me see if I can just push a little bit more out back to back. Let me increase this thing and see how this turned out. So I made the thumbnail, you know what I'm saying? I made refuse to quit. So I went to bed, got up the next morning. So when I'm getting up the next morning, now, you know what I'm saying, which is the day, made my breakfast, did my usual routine, you know what I mean, prayed, you know, got up and prayed, did the Lord prayer, you know, this, third, and fourth, but I forgot to do my early morning devotion in my word, but it came later on, and that's going to be the sweetie end of the deal. But anyway, I said, okay, I got this here neat thumbnail, let me go on and start writing the script out for this thing. And I had to, you know, be humble. At first, I was just going to go off the whim, and it was going to be just me just talking. I said, no. I caught myself. I said, no, I don't want to do that. I said, God, you show me what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? You lay everything out for me and tell me how to lay it out. And so, to no avail, guess what? He did it for me. He saw me qualified to do it because I came to him. It is going to help some people right here. And that's what I like about it, you know. So I did that right there. And so, you know, not even thinking, I go and look at my phone. And the first thing I see on my phone is Joel Osteen. And it said, hidden from your enemies. I said, now look at that. God already talking. I ain't got my day started. He already talking. But in it, the part that stuck out to me, and I want to share it with you, is that he said, What I heard, he say, God will put me in a safe place, hidden from my enemies. And then he said, he will make me invisible to my enemies. Then he went on to bring out about the part in the Bible between Paul and David. When David had been appointed to be king, he took out Goliath, and then he started winning all these wars and everything. And because he was going to Jesus first and asking Jesus about the wars, that was he supposed to fight or not. So after a while, everybody in Israel started to notice Abraham, especially the women. And so they heard the women out there rejoicing, and they were saying, the women were saying, well, they said, Paul killed thousands, but David killed tens of thousands. And so Paul overheard that, Saul, not Paul, but Saul overheard that. And he was just like Tyron Corbin with that banana. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. He had that banana in hand chewing. I don't like that. I don't like that. So from then on, you know what I mean? He hated David. Saul hated David. He wanted to kill him. He wanted to try to find a way to get him out of there. But David was so clever, and God had so much and had his hand on David that he wouldn't, God would not allow Saul to kill or attack or do any hurt, harm, or danger toward David. And he needed David because he had them demons on him. But the only thing that would give Saul rest was when David played that instrument. So one day he invited David in to play the instrument for him to come, get them demons off of him. And while David was playing the music, Saul was watching him and took a spear and threw it at David. And David ducked it, dodged it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help you out. You trying to kill me, Ain't that something? So he even went as far as to do this. And this is what Job brought up. Says, so Saul had his soldiers to study David in surveillance. They were looking for him. Studied David's moves to try to find out how to capture and kill him. So they looking for the man. They trying to figure out how they going to take him out, how they going to disrupt him, how they going to distract him, how they going to kill him, how they going to short circuit him. And they didn't even know what a man was to begin with, because God had him hidden from his enemies. Why? All because Saul knew that David had been appointed to be king, and the manifestation started to happen already before in Saul's face. Here we go. Saul out, David in. You see what I'm saying? You see how that go? And see, he also brought out, God can't destroy me because I'm in a safe place with him. I can't be destroyed because I'm in a safe place with Jesus, with Jehovah. He directs my path, and guess what? Orders my footsteps. See? Many things, people, let me go back. Many things, people in oppositions, in destruction, they had been put in position with my name on them, set to come to my doorstep. But guess what? Jesus said to the sender. Jesus said, return the sender. You know how you send something? Somebody sends something to your mailbox, but it's somebody else's address, but whoever the sender, it was meant for you. And then it say, return the sender. This ain't supposed to come to my house. This ain't supposed to come to my direction. This mail ain't supposed to come my way. This postage ain't supposed to come my way. Whatever this was supposed to be sent across the board is not supposed to come my way. So God said, return whatever was sent across to you back to the sender, whoever said it. You see what I'm saying? And see, like I said, you got to know the name. Jehovah is the name. Jesus is the son, to be specific. So when I got this revelation, I couldn't do nothing. I said, well, I thank you, Jesus, for leaving me not ignorant. Because before God blesses me, and before God blesses you, he will reveal every opposition made known to me. Just take a listen. I'm just going to be transparent and use my situation with this. And you can learn from this. And I'm going to just be transparent. He said, before God blesses me, he will reveal every opposition known to me. But guess what? I've come with the good news to the unbeliever and the naysayer. I refuse to quit. This is the topic of this ministry. I refuse to quit. You know how they got that sense? I've been hated since birth. This ain't nothing new to me. I done been around this thing too many times and been around too many people that was sent my way by Satan to cause me to be silenced or cause me to be put away in some jail or cause me to be put away some kind of way or short circuit or stumbling. But he always had a way for me to make it out. People would get upset with you because you refuse to quit. Because they gave up and they see that you're not going to give up and they can't persuade you to give up. They'll get upset with you because I refuse to quit. You see, it'll cause all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? All kind of hell start breaking loose. You going through these trials. You got the storm. You got the furnace. You got all this stuff going on. You see? But what I like about it, I like what God's word said. So, you know, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Somebody call him. I don't know why they called me, but I got to turn that down. Okay. See? Distractions. But we're gonna keep it going. You see what I'm saying? All right. So we're gonna go to what? Jeremiah. Matter of fact, before I even get started, no, I changed my mind. I changed it. We're going to go to Jeremiah 29 and 11. Jeremiah 29 and 11. Jeremiah 29 and 11. Now, there it is. So, while you got these opposers and these people in opposition that speak bad on your prosperity, this is what thus says the Lord. His word says against that. Jeremiah 29:11 says, I alone know the plans I have for you. This is what he revealed to me. He said, I alone know the plans I have for you. See, plans to bring you prosperity. See, and not disaster. Plans to bring about the future for you. You hope for. See, then you will call to me. You will come and pray to me, and I will answer you. See, you will seek me and you will find me because you will seek me with all your heart. Yes, I say you will find me and I will restore you to your land. See, there it is. Not only me, see, these the people that, and it all ties in, these the people that he said, you know, with the kingdom-based assignment ties to. I will gather you from every country and from every place which I have scattered you, and I will bring you back to the land from which I had sent you, away to an exile. I, the Lord, have spoken. There it is, right there. You know what I mean? There it is. See? There it is, right there. So that's what he told me. So when you hear something like that, why should I quit? If God told me something like that, that motivates me to say to myself, I refuse to quit. That makes me say to the opposer, the naysayer, the hater, I refuse to quit. It motivates me to say to Satan, I rebuke you and I refuse to quit. It's like I said in one of my earlier videos. My tree is not dead. Though disaster happened all the way around, God has not killed my tree. I'm still producing fruit and moving forward. See? I like that. You see? And we're going to go to, thank you, Jesus, for letting me know I'm headed in the right direction. Thank you. Now, the next place we're going to go is to Psalms 37. Now, when I read this, I just liked the whole thing. I like the whole thing about now. This powerful right here. Psalms 37. We're gonna move that up just a little bit. Psalms 37. It says, now I'm gonna let you see this. You see what that say? The destiny of the wicked and the good. You see that? Say, Psalm 37. It says, don't be worried on the account of the wicked. Don't be jealous of those who do wrong. They will soon disappear like the grass that dries up. They will die like the plants that wither. Trust in the Lord and do good and live in the land and be safe. Seek your happiness in the Lord. See, give yourself to the Lord. Trust in him and he will help you. He will make your righteousness shine like the noonday sun. See, be patient and wait for the Lord. Don't be worried about those who prosper or those who succeed in their evil plans. Don't give in to worry or anger. It only leads to trouble. Those who trust in the Lord will possess the land, but the wicked will be driven out. See, you see that right there? The wicked will be driven out. That let me know a lot about me. I'm still here. I'm still going. I ain't driven out. He approving of me to do this. Soon the wicked will disappear. You may look for them, but you won't find them. But the humble will possess the land and enjoy prosperity and peace. The wicked plot against good people and glad them with hate. See that? But he knows they will soon be destroyed. The wicked draw their swords and bend their bows to kill the poor and the needy, to slaughter those who do what is right. But they will be killed by their own swords, and their bows will be smashed. The little that a good person owns is worth more than the wealth of all the wicked, because the Lord will take away the strength of the wicked, but protect those who are good. The Lord takes care of those who obey him, and the land will be theirs. They will not suffer when times are bad. They will have enough time. They will have enough in the time of famine, but the wicked will die. The enemies of the Lord will vanish like wildflowers. They will disappear like smoke. Poof. The wicked borrow and never pay it back, but good people are generous with their gift. That means they share their gift. They share what God gave them with others. You see, those who are blessed by the Lord will possess the land, but those who are cursed by him will be driven out. The Lord guides us in the way we should go and protects those who please him. If they fall, they will not stay down, because the Lord will help them up. See, I am old and have not lived a long time, but I have never seen good people abandoned by the Lord or their children begging for food. At all times, they give freely and lend to others, and their children are a blessing. See, turn away from evil and do good, and your descendants will always live in the land. That's how you save your children, right there. That's it. That's how you save your kids, your grandkids. For the Lord loves what is right and does not abandon his faithful people. He protects them forever, but the descendants of the wicked will be driven out. The land of the righteous will possess the land and live in it forever. The words of good people are wise, and they are always fair. They keep the law of their God in their hearts and never depart from it. Wicked people watch good people and try to kill them, but the Lord will not abandon them to their enemy's power. See, that's his protection. Or let them be condemned when they are on trial. I just went through that. Been to court twice and got and just, that's it. No smoke. Put your hope in the Lord and obey his commands. He will honor you by giving you the land, and you will see the wicked driven out. You see that right there? The Lord saves the righteous and protects, that's 39. The Lord saves the righteous and protects them in times of trouble. He helps them and rescues them. He saves them from the wicked because they go to him for protection. So if I got all of this protection and this covering by God, why should I quit? That ain't nothing to make me do nothing but say I refuse to quit. Because God put me here. This is what I'm supposed to do. You see. And so, why does he call us to suffer? To stop fighting him. To help us remember that we don't have to walk life alone. And guess what? There is goodness in suffering because it gives us blessings we can receive in no other way. You see what I'm saying? There's a degree in blessings. You can get a blessing that can be given, and there's the great blessing where you got to walk through them thorns and get in that fire and get in that storm in order to receive that great blessing. Everybody don't want that. People just want to, Lord, give me blessings, but when that requirement comes, everybody running, just like I said in my first ministry session. See, there's degrees of blessing, just like I said, the ordinary and the great. So now we're gonna get into this right here. I refuse to quit. You see, there's a real lesson to be learned. God is using me for this purpose. You see, anytime I've been wrong, I notice anytime I've been wrong in any form of fashion, he has set me aside and chosen me to go through the hard test in his behalf, because he has chosen me just to reveal to me who is it that it doesn't sit well with. He let me know who my enemies is by works, actions, and reactions and secret competitions. I have had plots, deceptions, destructions, betrayals, devaluations, underminings, oppressions from both my foes, unbelievers, naysayers, haters, Satan, and the list goes on. All packaged up with my name on it, set to be delivered at my doorstep. There have been many that have appeared in my life, appearing to be friendly, only to find out when you really look and listen very closely, they are a stumbling block in disguise. But despite all my opposition and adversity, I have good news for the adversaries. Plural form and not singular. This is to the ones right here, and I'm speaking to the ones that people ever told you weren't going to amount to nothing, you weren't going to be nothing, you weren't going to be successful with what you was doing, you ain't going to make it, you ain't going to prosper. Guess what? You go around and you tell them the good news. I refuse to quit. If God is for me, who can be against me? If he's saying I got all this protection, if he speak to me and tell me to pursue what I'm doing to reach others, guess what? He giving me that confidence to push me and go on and tell me this is what I want you to do. I done shut everything all down, all around you to where you ain't got nothing to do but minister and help somebody. I refuse to quit. See, sometimes Satan will send one demon to come against who God selects. Guess what? He did that with Job. And when that demon comes up against who God selects and notices how strong that being is, that demon will get terrified, run off, and go link up with the army like it. And they all will attack the one. And that army that the demon forms is called the Legion. See? And this is the demon realizing I wasn't strong enough to take you on myself, so I got a gang and we gonna get you. You see that? Real life. See what I'm saying? In real life, people, anyone who does this, you see what I'm saying? We know what that's called. And I ain't gonna go no further with that. See? But yet and still, I come with good news for the unbeliever. I refuse to quit. That's why I'm still here. I'm called according to purpose. I wasn't looking to be here. I was placed here. Not on my own, but I was placed here by Jesus, to be exact. See? This is, you see. This is for that. See? This is for the ones that don't think they got a fighting chance. Trying to make it. Trying to figure everything out. Trying to figure out how to put it together. I know I got a purpose. I know that I got this in me. You know what I mean? My family keep knocking me. My family keep turning me down. They don't understand. I can't talk to nobody about that because they knock my dream and tell me I can't do it. Tell me I'm wasting my time. They shoot me down so I can't even talk to nobody. Guess what? You can talk to me. Guess what? And I'm gonna sit in and I'm gonna speak this for you. When the enemy See what son suppresses you with his devices and tries to make you give up. Say this to yourself and say this to the enemy. I rebuke you and I refuse to quit. Say that in your spirit. I don't care what it look like. I don't care what they saying. I don't care what you think. I don't care how you don't agree with it. I don't care how you don't like it. I refuse to quit because guess what? God called me to do this. Jehovah is the name. Jesus to be exact. He don't reveal too much to me on my journey. I done come too far to turn back. Jesus has blessed and gifted me with too much and he has promised me too much. See, I have lost and been restored double too many times to turn back and settle for less. I refuse to quit. This is to those of you who in situations like this where you got all opposition against you. The enemy attacks you because the enemy attacks what is terrified and afraid of. See, you'll realize that in time. See, so we're gonna stop right here. We're gonna go back into some word. You know what I mean? We're gonna go back into some word. You know what I mean? So let's see what Psalm 46. We're gonna go to Psalms 46. All right. Psalm 46, 1 and 3. See, now this the word proceeding forth. Say, God is our shelter and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. See, so we will not be afraid, even if the earth is shaken and the mountains fall into ocean depth. Even if the seas roar in rage, even if everything come, even if the storm raise up against you and the hills are shaken by the violence. Look at this, the good side. There is a river that brings joy to the city of God, to the sacred house of the Most High. God is in that city, and it will never be destroyed. At early dawn, he will come to his aid. See? Nations are terrified. Ain't that something? When they hear that word before, nations are terrified. Kingdoms are shaken. God thunders and the earth dissolves. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Covered, protected. So if I'm covered and protected like that, I refuse to quit. I'm going to press forward. We need to press forward. And I'm speaking to the ones, like I say, that you might not see it. You might know it and might not see it. And some of you might got an inclination, but you trying to put the pieces together. That's what we doing. We here to decipher this thing. I need their help too. You see what I'm saying? And we gonna figure this out and we gonna win together. We gonna prevail. We gonna win together. You see what I'm saying? We gonna do this. You see? And so we're going to go on some more. Proceed forth some more to, okay, here we go. 1 Corinthians. We're going to go to 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. 1 Corinthians 9:24. There it is. Then I like this one right here. He broke it down. See, me and God, me and Jesus, he gave me a long conversation today. So that's why it's gonna take me a minute to run through this, because I'm gonna break it down to you like how he broke it down to me. He said, every athlete in training submits to strict discipline in order to be crowned with a wreath that would not last. But we do it for the one that will last forever. So who you doing it for? You see what I'm saying? We doing it for the world, we doing it for us, or we doing it for the one who will last forever. That's why I run straight for the finish line. That is why I am like a boxer who does not waste his punches. I harden my body with blows and bring it under complete control to keep myself from being disqualified after having called others to the contest. Yeah. We ain't gonna play around with this. You know what I'm saying? It's direct. Not beating around the bush, not hiding, not beating around the bush. It's live and direct. When the blow comes, it's coming. but it's coming to help somebody. It's coming to straighten things out. It's coming to convict some things. Even though I speak it, you see what I'm saying? It's gonna convict me in the same manner, and it's gonna help me in the same manner that it's gonna help us to get things in a line and get things straightened up. You see what I'm saying? To get that mindset that no matter what come up against you, no matter who say what to you, no matter the vices the enemy try to come up with, no matter the tactics, no matter the people, you gonna speak against that thing and say, first, I rebuke you. And secondly, I refuse to quit. He done equipped me up and set me up and told me and instructed me what to do. So why should I? I refuse to quit. You see, Isaiah 40. We're going to go to Isaiah 40. I like Isaiah. See, Isaiah, that's that comfort. That's one of my favorite books. Isaiah 40, 29 through 31. Yeah, it is. He strengthened those, right, who are weak and tired. Even those who are young, right, fresh in the Lord. Young people can fall exhausted. But those who trust in the Lord for help will find their strength renewed. They will rise on wings like what? Eagles. They will run and not get weary. They will walk and not grow weak. God will strengthen you when you move in his purpose. He will strengthen you when you get tired, when you get weary, and you call on to him in that weakest moment. That's when he said when we are weak, he is strong. He take on our weakness and he replace our weakness with his strength. And if God is doing that, why should I quit? I refuse to quit. I will not stop, because if he called me to do it, guess what? You're going to see me right here. This on appointed time right here. You know what I mean? And I like that. You see? And, and this is the scripture that I was looking for. Now, this was the scripture I was looking for. And off of this scripture, he just opened up a whole window for me. Right there. See? Galatians 6:9. Galatians 6:9. Let's see what we got. Galatians 6:9. We strengthening some people up today. We getting that armor ready so we can pass through this thing. See? Yeah. See? This is alignment right here. I'm gonna go 8. 1 Corinthians 8 through 9. See? It says, do not deceive yourself. No one makes a fool of God. You will reap exactly what you plant. If you plant in the field of your natural desires, from it you will gather the harvest of death. If you plant in the field of the Spirit, from the Spirit you will gather the harvest of eternal life. So let us not become tired of doing good, for if we do not give up in time, if we do not give up, the time will come when we will reap the harvest. So then, as often as we have the chance, we should do good to everyone, and especially to those who belong to our family in faith. Yeah, I'll read the whole thing. I ain't just going to say what I found, because when I read that scripture, I'm going to say the whole entire thing. That's it. Nothing excluded. There it is. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, like I say, and I want to share the analogy of the train. And this is for people that God choose for a purpose to go from point A to point Z. And I say point A to point Z because everything in between point A to point Z, you got stopping. You got destinations where you got to stop. You got destinations where you got to go. Okay. So I like to share the analogy of the train. God raising up trained people. See, a train is a heavily armored moving vehicle. You see what I'm saying? On that train, you got resources that can be on that train. You got people that's supposed to be called to be on that train, that vehicle. You got resources on that train. Just got to get from one destination to the next. And that train is going to make it there regardless. Because guess what? It's got to pick people up along the way. It might be people at one spot, but they required to get on that vehicle to be transported somewhere so they can go and go on another journey. Separate from where they initially started. You see, that might be growth. Resources. Guess what? Somebody somewhere else need the resources that's on that train so they can get their needs met. You see what I'm saying? And the thing about a train, at its starting point, it's going to load up. It's going to be loaded up. It's going to load up or it's going to be loaded up. Something going to be put into that train before it takes its destination, before it start on its journey, before it start on its traveling point. And once all of that stuff loaded up, that train gonna start up. And when it start up, it start at a slow speed. Something that giant, something that heavily armed start at a low speed. And before you know it, it's at full speed. Once that train is at full speed, there's nothing you can do to stop that train unless it's destined to stop. So while that train is at full speed, and somebody decide to disrupt that by just driving across the train tracks at the wrong time when that train is not destined to stop, it's hard for that train to stop. That's a distraction from that train getting to its purpose. And that train ain't going to be able to stop on the brakes that quick because it's got all the resources, all that weight that's loaded onto it. And then somebody just decide they want to disrupt the course of that train. It's not going to be good. Because you know what's going to happen? The car come across there and they make the bad decision. Say, I want to come across and beat the train. And guess what? That whatever obstruction or obstacle in front of that train going to get smacked. Bam! It's going to get smacked. And it ain't going to be good. It's going to be fatal. If the driver jump out or if the operator jump out, regardless, it's not going to be good. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that train, that train, it's going to stop. Yeah, after it take whatever that obstruction or that distraction was about 30, 40 miles down that track before it stopped. You see what I'm saying? But, yeah, it's going to stop and it's going to distract and it's going to stop the purpose of that train. But you know what's going to happen? Yeah, that train going to stop. The operator of it going to stop that train the best way it can. But when it's all said and done, guess what? In the accident, guess what they're going to do? They're going to come pick up that wreckage, move it out the way. If it were people in there, you know it's not going to be good. We look at the news all the time when people don't cross that track at the wrong time. It's fatal or that person was spared of being moved out of the way. If it's a vehicle, they're going to move it out the way. If it's people in there, in that vehicle in there, they're going to move that vehicle out the way. They're going to take them people out their vehicle. They're going to take them people to the morgue. They're going to take that car to the trash yard. They're going to dress them people up and they're going to put them in the ground. And that's the truth. But guess what? When it's all said and done, that train going to start back up on its course. And once it get in stride, it's going to go full speed. And that train will make it to its destination. For its purpose, for what it was purpose for. That's the same way God's people live. He choose somebody to do something. That's that train. He raising up trained people. People, armored people, trained people. People that's loaded with stuff. And the last thing we want to do is get in the way of these freight trains. Because they coming through. And when they come through, they coming through. And you don't want to get in the way. And it'll be tragic because you getting in the way. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop trying to decipher among ourselves who God using to do what. Based on how they look, based on whatever. You know. And that's what it is. I refuse to quit. That's the thing with that train. I refuse to stop. If you get in the way, you're going to get smacked and I got to keep going. I refuse to quit. We got to have that mentality. You know what I mean? And I like to use the mentality of the eagle. You see what I'm saying? That eagle can see what it wants from miles away. And it'll hone in on exactly what it's going to get. It don't matter what's in front of it. It don't matter. When that eagle get locked in on what it knows it wants, It's not going to stop until it get that prayer, until it get it and scoop it up and get what it wants. That's the type of mentality I got about the purpose. That's the type of mentality I got about what God done stored in me. Because I see the manifestation. I see the blessings coming from it. And you should too. Don't let nobody discredit you. Don't let nobody undermine you. You immediately say, I refuse to quit. If anybody in opposition of what you believe and what God put in you, and they don't see your dream the way you see it, I refuse to quit. I rebuke you. I love you, but I rebuke you and I refuse to quit. You see, gotta have the tenacity of the lion. The lion, the king, the lion is he ain't the fastest, he ain't the quickest, the fastest, but guess what? When some step in the line away, a lion ain't having it. That's my sign. I'm a Leo. Natural born leader. Yeah, what it is. See, all the opposition that you face should let you know. Like, yep, I'm in the right place. A lot of people will think that all that they going through and they say, well, I'm in the wrong place. No, you in the right place. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? You got to come to a point where you got to say, okay, you know what? I ain't finna be moved by this no more. I ain't going nowhere. I refuse to quit. I refuse to be turned around. Press toward the kingdom assignment God has revealed to me and you. Everything in my situation is shut down all around me just to do this ministry. Just to do it. See? So he want me to pursue it. He gave me the idea. It's not mine. He gave me the idea to do it. See? He let me know. Everything around you that remains is what's purpose for you. And what I see around me, using myself as an example, is my music, my ministry, my gift, my charitable works. See what I'm saying? And guess what? Ain't nobody else around. And everybody that ain't around ain't down. I refuse to quit. You see what I'm saying? And there it is. And right after that, here we go. I get the revelation about my, about my early morning devotion. I'm just showing you how God moving with me and showing you how he's speaking with me. And he'll do the same thing for you. But we got to get in our minds, when you know you call for something, you can't let go of what God put in store in you. And you got to tell yourself, I refuse to quit. You got to tell your opposers, I refuse to quit. You got to tell them all, I refuse to quit. No matter how they do it, no matter how they come, you got to, I refuse to quit. I know what I'm after. I know what God told me. What I'm going to believe with. He told me or what somebody think about or what they disagree. I'm going with what Jesus told me. That's where the promise coming from. Let's see, Isaiah. I'm going to see if I already did this or not. Isaiah 25. I already know if I look at it, if I did it or not. Isaiah 25, 1 through 5. See, it says, Lord, you are my God. I will honor you and praise your name. You have done amazing things. You have faithfully carried out the plans you made long ago. You have turned cities into ruin and destroyed their fortifications. See, the palaces which our enemies built are gone forever. The people of powerful nations will praise you. You will be feared in the cities of cruel nations. The poor and the helpless have fled to you and have been safe in times of trouble. You have given them shelter from storms and the shade from the burning heat. Cruel enemies attack like a winter storm, like a drought in dry land. But you, Lord, have silenced our enemies. You silenced the shouts of cruel people as a cloud cools a hot day. There it is. You see, Jesus is my vindicator at all times. He ain't set me down. He ain't took my hand in my ministry and said, no. He ain't put his hand over my mouth, because guess what? He gave it to me to say. You see what I'm saying? And I'm speaking this because you got to have this type of mentality when you got dreams, when you got aspiration, when you got something that God put in something, you passionate about it. I got a few things I'm passionate about. But you got to take your dreams and turn them into kingdom A kingdom assignment, kingdom base, you got to tie it together with that kingdom thing. It's a difference between you doing your dreams but you tied it to the kingdom. Them two different operations. So when God speak to you, when Jesus speak to you through that word, and when he tell you like he speak to me, when I got my back against the wall and when everybody turned their back on me, you know what I mean? You got to use that word. You see what you got to use that word? That's your sword. You see what I'm saying? And when God speak to you and give you that confirmation like he speak to me, I can't do nothing but say, I refuse to quit and I will not stop. I'm going to keep going with this ministry. Learn from this. Be edified from it. You see what I'm saying? Be edified from this ministry. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let me look. I'm gonna see if I got some more nuggets in here. I'm gonna see if I got some more nuggets in here. Let me see. Let me see what we got. Just see. Let's see. Let's see what this. Let's see what we got going on. There it is. See? Let me see. There it is. Philippians 12. Okay. Let me go right here. Philippians 10 through 13. In my life in union with the Lord, it is a great joy to me that after so long a time, you once more had the chance of showing that you care for me. I don't mean that you had stopped caring for me. You just had no chance to show it. And I am not saying this because I feel neglected, for I have learned to be satisfied with what I have. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have more than enough. I have learned this secret so that anywhere, at any time, I am content, whether I am full or hungry, whether I have too much or little. I have the strength to face all conditions by the power that Christ gives me. But it was very good of you to help me in my troubles. Ain't that something? Look at how that word just manifesting. Look at how it come around. So if I got all this and God telling me that, I refuse to quit. I refuse to quit. You should refuse to quit. Yeah, this for the underdog. If you got it all figured out, this ain't for you. But if you humble and you trying to find your way and you trying to put the pieces together and you trying to find your way in the midst of the storm, you know what I'm saying? You got all smoke and mirrors all in the way because the devil trying to trick you. Get it inside of your mind and get with God and get that confirmation from him. When he speak to you and let you know what time it is, then you make up in your mind. Okay, if God gave me this, I got what I need. I refuse to quit. I will not stop, and you should not stop either. You know what I mean? Now I like that, you know, and I hope that you learned something from it. I hope you was edified from it. But I'm just sharing. You see what I'm saying? My experience today with you of how I had my encounter with Jesus. Let's get them gifts stirred up. Let's work and plan. Let's get in that word. You know what I mean? For those of you that don't minister, get in the word and see for yourself. Romans 10, 9 and 10. Once you get that, you know, ask Jesus what your will for your life is. And then go from Genesis to Revelation to get the truth. And with that being said, I refuse to quit. Have the mentality of the train. The determination of the traveling of that train, transporting what it need to get what other people need off of it. Or how people need to be transformed from it. The mentality of the eagle, the tenacity of the lion. And then you said to yourself, I refuse to quit. I refuse to quit. Let's move forward and pursue the kingdom assignment. Everybody got a gift. Everybody got a talent. Get with Jesus and tap into that and find out what that is for you. I go by the name of Mr. Classics, and welcome to Mr. Classics Ministries. With that being said, y'all have a great afternoon and be blessed.